Hello everybody, this is Kiru's show here. Now, when we last left off, Deku had just gotten back on the train, heading back for the hideout. Now, he's actually thinking on how he should approach the subjects with the other toga, as the toga that he has is actually just right behind him, and she's just saying, what's gonna happen to me in all this? I'm just a figment of your imagination, but aren't I also what? Am I pretty sure I'm your conscience, but that's a bit harder to grasp. What do you mean? Well, first of all, I was gonna say I was your moral compass, which is basically a conscience. But then again, that's also like a fucking roulette wheel with you. Well, I can't argue with you there. Anyways. But I just don't understand how we're gonna do this. First, you need to dig up my grave and get my body. Second, you need to actually probably give. I believe that they are taking a sample of your blood. What do you mean a sample of my blood? When you exploded, you regenerated your top half from your bottom half. Basically meaning, all that extra blood in the room, they are probably gathering and synthesizing. What do you mean? Well, they were making bullets there, correct? Yeah, I believe so. Then that means they have stuff to do that already. Now, you may just need to sit down with All For One and actually ask him what to do next. As Deku is thinking this is whenever a very small man would actually sit next to him, saying that it's a very lovely day. Deku's asking who this man is, and this man would just introduce himself as Mr. Nezu. Essentially, just think about him as a friend, but also an adversary if it needs to be that way. He is from UA. Not only that, but he also knows about the connection and the purpose All For One has for him. After All Might's death at the hands of that monster, Deku would immediately just turn his head, saying, "You mean me?" This would actually surprise Nezu, as he would say, What do you mean? That monster is the thing that killed All Might, correct? It beheaded him." "No, that would be me. I remember, too. Didn't think that guy was the real All Might? Stabbed the blade into his back, just goes like a balloon. It's pretty funny, though. The look on his face whenever his head went flying still kind of surprised me. That was a first. But I can tell you one thing. I did not think that guy was the real All Might." "Oh, well. That is a predicament for me, then." "What do you mean?" "Well, I was going to offer you a position at UA, but apparently you are already too far gone." "I guess that means you have something to do with Eraserhead?" "Oh yeah, no, I did that myself." "Are you a fan?" "Not really." "Well, I'll leave you to it then." As he would immediately leave Deku alone, and Deku would just go back to his slots. Now, after this, Deku, he actually looks down, and he actually gets told by Toga that he needs to check his pocket. If not, whenever he gets off the train, walk a mile the wrong direction and ditch your pants. Which he just thinks, well, alright. As he does this, Nezu's following him along with some other heroes, and Deku just thinks, why does he have to ditch his pants, as he would find the tracking device? He would grab it, crush it, then immediately just open a portal back to the base. As people were wondering why Deku doesn't have his pants on, he would just say that some small gerbil guy from UA just tried having a conversation with him, and he just tried tracking me. But as he would hold up the pieces of the tracker, that did not work well for him. I led him a mile in the wrong direction before crushing it, so that at least bought us more time. Shigaraki is actually quite confused, And he would just say that, well, that's at least well done. Now, ugh, this is whenever Shigaraki would tell him that essentially Overhaul and All for One, they've been talking, and from what I've heard, they basically need a lot of your blood. So you know what that means? Just do it already, you pussy. Alright, well, don't blame me. As Shigaraki would just put his hand on Deku's face, melting away as much skin as possible, actually making Deku just scream. As Deku's screaming, Shigaraki would have to essentially, well, not Shigaraki, but the League of Villains essentially have to hold Deku down as they do this process. Effectively just pulling as much blood out of Deku's body as possible. Now, why are they doing this to his face? They're doing it to every part of Deku's body because he can regenerate it. But they're just targeting certain areas. Along with getting the biomass Overhaul needs for this, which they would be able to do and actually put in cold storage along with the blood. Now, Deku would immediately just he would be kind of tired after this, because they've been at it for about 3 or 4 hours of just hacking off limbs and basically draining them with blood. So Deku would just say that Shigaraki or All For One would just say that they're fine for now, and Deku just needs to pull himself together. Which Deku would try and give a severed FU with his finger, finding that he can't really do it. Best he can do is a disappointing thumbs down. Now, after that happens, Deku, he would go, and he would actually go with Twice to dig up Toga. Twice is actually talking to Deku, asking him why he didn't take that guy's offer from UA. Deku would just say that he gave up on heroes a long time ago. But he has one question: does he know where Toga is? She's 6 feet. No, not my Toga. The one you made. You gotta be more specific about that. You, be quiet. Who are you talking to? Don't talk to me about that coming from you Twice. Alright, we're fine. Yeah, I don't know the guy's proper accents in English. It's weird. Why did I go full Southern? Oh well. It's probably made it funnier. Anyways, Deku is talking, and he's actually thinking that essentially this would be great, as they would actually get the coffin and take it back to the base, where Deku would spend the next couple hours preparing it to what Overhaul told him to. Getting the blood, filling it with the coffin, and putting all the parts together in the coffin as well. And Overhaul would have told them the exact process, as Deku would do this, and Overhaul would finally arrive. As soon as Overhaul arrives, Shigaraki and Overhaul would be having a bit of an argument, where Shigaraki saying he doesn't trust this guy because of what his quirk can do. Deku would just tell Shigaraki to tongue messed up. He's just telling Shigaraki that he needs to shut up because this might be his only chance. And he's not gonna lie, if this doesn't work, this is really gonna piss him off. How much on a scale of 1 to Rampage? I'm not gonna dignify that. Okay, Overhaul, do you know how this works exactly? Yeah, I've had to do this plenty of times. Alright. As he immediately starts working on what he's doing, breaking down everything into dust, and actually just rebuilding her. He's doing this, and he was actually asking Deku a lot about what essentially she does and what her quirk is. He is telling this to her, and he's actually looking at the fake Toga, as he's rebuilding our Toga. After a couple hours, this would finally get done, and Toga is actually bedridden. Now, as soon as this happens, Deku is actually just sitting in a chair, actually waiting for her to wake up. And she would finally open her eyes. She's immediately confused as she would just jump up out of the chair or out of bed, actually asking, just shouting for Midoriya. As she does this, she would quite simply see a man in a mask, which kind of confuses her. She's asking where she is because all she remembers is walking home and. Ah. Ugh. Oh, why is that so fuzzy? Alright. First off, as Deku would lean forward out of the darkness, long time no see. She would actually jump forward, actually hugging Deku, as she would actually somewhat back away from him, confused. Wait, what do you mean long... long time? What? Okay. Toga, I'm not really sure how to tell you this, but you died. I died? Okay, that's not funny. You have to be serious with me. I wasn't joking, Toga. You've been dead for the last 12 months. Well, the last year and 2 months, I believe. I'm not really sure, yeah. A lot has happened since then. What do you mean? Wait, are we not in a hospital? Wait, where even are we? As she would immediately stumble backwards, sitting back onto the bed, confused. Now this is whenever Overhaul, Twice, Shigaraki, and All For One would actually step into the room, actually revealing to her that what Deku is saying is true, and that they kinda have another thing to present her with. It's kinda gonna be weird, but just don't freak out. Oh, come on. You just told me I've been dead for the last year. How can I possibly freak out even more? Why is there another me? That's just it. So, I've been dead for the last year of my life, and you replaced me with that? No, it's... Hey, you shut up. Who are you talking to? That's a bit more complicated. You can go now. As Deku's toga would disappear, actually somewhat confusing him a bit more, as he just got his rational mind back to being himself. As he immediately just smiles, saying that from essentially he's been on a mission for the last year of his life. Bringing her back has been his primary goal, along with just not failing anyone anymore. In fact, ever since it happened that day, he's just been broken. But we're back. It's it's finally time. I don't even know where to start. Well, first, I kind of want to know who this is. As she would walk over to Twice's toga, actually putting her hand up. Actually, somewhat confused. As these two would actually touch hands, there's a weird glow as these two would just merge together, actually basically giving her the full story, along with restoring all of her memories. Now, what do I mean by this? Twice essentially was only able to copy certain parts of Toga's brain that had not rotted away. But in doing so, he actually pulled the memories directly out of her brain, which is why she was having trouble remembering what was going on. She's basically... It's basically like making a knockoff of something and having a shittier visual copy. Basically, like, things are... They sound a bit worse, and they look worse on picture. But this is whenever she's actually seeing everything that has gone down in the last year. Actually dropping to her knees, coughing a bit. saying, okay, that's a lot to take in. So, you're a villain now. You killed All Might. Bakugo is here. All Might has a quirk that can pass down. What the fuck? Okay, well, first, there goes our plan to be heroes. What about Miss Kenjo? Where's she been? I'm not sure. I think as soon as I had that initial incident, she may have gotten out of town. But it's a bit worse. Inko's gone. Oh my god. Izu. I'm so sorry. She would actually hug Deku. As soon as this happened, Deku actually somewhat brings up his hands, actually hesitant to hug her. As he would finally just wrap his arms around her, actually just taking a sigh of relief, knowing that it's her. He can feel her, he can touch her, and he can smell her once again. He cannot believe it. Well, that takes care of that. Now, one more thing. We need to go. What do you mean? We got information about a forest training camp that we should pay a visit to. Essentially, Class 1A has been trying to continue like nothing's happened. But for that teacher, President Mike, the guy who screams all the time, has had to take on Eraserhead's place. Oh, I think I know who that guy is. Toga, are you up to join us? Well, considering I've been dead, it might be fun to stretch these old bones. She would say this and start laughing a bit, actually giving Deku a smile. Now, let us cut to the Black Forest training arc. Everyone's been trying to continue as normal, but this year's been a bit more traumatizing for any other student in UA, as anytime they go anywhere, they either get attacked or they just simply have things go wrong for them. Now, whenever they arrive, Toga actually would get new gear. This gear is actually a bit more slimmed down and toned to her body style. Now then, with this, my voice just cracked there, I think I just noticed that. Now then, with this, they would actually be off. As soon as they arrive, well, before they would leave, Deku would actually take Toga to see Bakugo. As you would see Bakugo just slouch down into a corner, actually chained to the wall. Bakugo is actually looking at this, and he would see Toga, asking if she's that copycat, and how she's not the real Toga. So, in fact, say one thing the real one would know. Okay, Kachan. Holy shit. No, he told you that. Something else. Okay. Back in, I believe, weren't you 10 years old when you aced that test and he called you a nerd? Isn't that where that nickname came from? Yep. Good times. Anyways, enjoy your wall. As Deku would just slam the door as Bakugo starts screaming and talking that can't be right, she can't be alive again. Now, Deku actually asks All For One why Bakugo wasn't using explosions. All For One would say that he finally stripped Bakugo of One For All, along with the two other quirks that he had, Dot Whip and the Explosion. Would he like to have the quirk, or would he rather Toga have it? Deku immediately just thinks, wait, didn't you say that it was beyond the human body? What happens if I get it? Bakugo had it already, and All Might he was already stronger with it. From wait, Bakugo could only use however much of it was, and he could only break his hand or his arms whenever he went at 100%. So what happens if I get it? Well, I've been thinking about that. Either your entire body, your limbs shoot off, and you basically become a potato, like me, or you just power up and go whoop ass. So I think I know which one you would rather prefer. As he would turn around and see Deku, which is whenever Deku would just say, well, I guess you're right. Now, often would actually ask where did he get that, Deku would say, he was bored. He pulled it out of nowhere. Yeah, you really need to stop doing that. Why? Watch this. As he would actually reach his hand out behind his back, actually pulling out a chocolate bar and handing it over to Toga. Magic. That's your quirk. Magic. Anyways, All For One would immediately grab Deku by the face, giving him One For All, forcing it onto his body, but Deku willingly accepting it. Actually having his eyes gouge out and his fingers actually basically almost start tearing at his skin, basically making Deku bleed from his hands as they would just heal over and over again, basically forcing One For All onto Deku. Now, after this happened, Deku would actually ask All For One exactly how this thing works, or to at least give him a crash course before they leave. All For One would simply say, from what he knows, just basically, it's like a light switch. Keep it on and turn it off whenever you need to. But just don't try and charge too high the voltage. Oh, that makes sense. Anyway, Toga, let's go! As he would just grab Toga, picking her up as she starts laughing and eating the candy bar, as they would just run through the portal and arrive at the camp. Now, I know this is going to be a dick move, but this is where I'm going to leave this part off of, guys, because I was going to go into a little bit more detail about what happens here. And I was also going to do something that people might actually enjoy. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and have an amazing day. I will catch you guys later.